Africa, with its vast resources and growing population, has become a key focus for the BRICS nations. These countries have been actively engaging with African nations through trade, investment and developmental projects, aiming to foster mutual growth and cooperation. The partnership with BRICS aims at economic development in these countries. Through infrastructure projects and technology transfer, some of these countries have seen tangible benefits that have improved the lives of their people. Experts say the BRICS countries bring a wealth of expertise and resources to the table, offering African nations access to new markets, technology, and investment opportunities. They add that this has the potential to transform the continent and drive sustainable development. And to talk about this, we're joined by the national spokesperson, United Africans Transformation Party, South Africa, and that's Mighty Mabule. Good afternoon from here. Glad to have you join me on the news.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks for inviting me.
All right. For context, I think I'd like to ask you to help us describe what BRICS is all about, and then who are its members.
BRICS is in actual fact a group of major, emerging economies, and the concept was coined by Goldman Sachs chief economist Jim O'Neill. After realizing that 40% of the world population live in BRICS countries. So from economic point of view, 30% of the global GDP lies in BRICS countries. So it's an emerging economy. It's indeed a superpower that will surpass the size of G7 economies in mid-century. So when it was coined by Jim O'Neill in 2001, I think the member states at that time was Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa joined later. But because of the open door policy in terms of anyone that shares their philosophical principle, countries like Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and UAE showed interest in being part of the BRICS family. So the family is growing.
Now let's look at how the BRICS countries so far, how have they tailored their engagement with African nations to address the unique challenges as well as opportunities in those parts of the continent?
Yeah, the engagement started in 2013 when they coined what is called BRICS Africa Dialogue. That's where they wanted to kind of enhance the cooperation, with Africa, focusing in infrastructural development, in trade and investment, and economic cooperation in general. And again, in 2018, that's where they signed the Johannesburg Declaration. That's where they looked at strengthening this cooperation for the betterment and improvement of BRICS economies. So if you look at what is happening in Brazil, Brazil look at Lusophone Africa, they kind of strengthen their relation with Portuguese countries, which include Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, and so on. Also in the agricultural cooperation, Brazil has shared its expertise with African nations, especially in the area of soybean and cotton. If you look at South-South cooperation, Brazil has also promoted, Southern Africa, and in order to champion its kind of development agenda. If you look at Russia, Russia has kind of focused on energy and natural resource cooperation with Africa, particularly in the area of oil, gas, and nuclear. And then also not forgetting the Russia's interest in actually assisting with regard to the issue of military cooperation within African countries. India, they focus on Pan-African e-network and also in the area of IT and communications, which also include other areas of capacity building and training. And China has been investing a lot in African infrastructure around roads, rail, ports, energy. And South Africa, regional integration, economic development. So BRICS countries, yes, they managed to tailor-made and come up with an engagement program with a clear purpose of assisting in terms of the development of our continent.
Well, when it comes to assistance, of other countries being part of BRICS, do you see it being sustainable in the future?
Yes, it will definitely be sustainable. If you look at BRICS as in terms of its global GDP economic force and its investment in an African continent, it will definitely be sustainable, because if you look at the growth of those countries, they are indeed amazing, especially in the area of infrastructure development, trade and investment. Recently, there's an Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, which is kind of the largest trade agreement to be signed. So you can imagine the BRICS countries participating in that, together with Africa as one of the largest continents, with its rich mineral resources and wealth and so on. So it's indeed sustainable. I don't think there's a way that the relationship between BRICS and Africa can kind of fail to champion the economic development of our continent.
I know you mentioned India contributing in terms of IT infrastructure. What other benefits are we seeing from other countries forming the BRICS, for Africa, contributing to the African continent?
If you look at China as an example, China has already, contributed a lot in terms of human capacity development. I mean, look at what they've done in South Africa. A lot of scholarship, lots of bursaries were given to kids to assist in that regard. They are also investing a lot in our special economic zones, amongst others. Also in the area of Belt and Initiative, that is the BRI. It's contributing a lot in terms of trade and investment. So yes, all BRICS countries are really contributing to the development of our continent, from human capital development to infrastructure development, and the whole entrepreneurship, ecosystem development, because you cannot divorce entrepreneurship from economic development. You cannot divorce it from capacity building. So yes, indeed, all other BRICS countries, and I don't want to mention what they've done in terms of investment in Egypt and other countries. So the BRICS countries, yes, all of them are really participating. Not to mention the fact that China is the biggest trading partner in the continent. So the investment of those BRICS countries are indeed benefiting our continent and African countries.
Now, away from BRICS for Africa, your party, which is the United Africans Transformation Party in South Africa, is celebrating its second year anniversary. What more can you tell us about this anniversary?
Look, United African Transformation is a Pan-Africanist movement that aims to emancipate our people from the chains of poverty, from the chains of hunger, from the chains of unemployment through land ownership. What I can say to Africans is that now you have a vehicle, now you have an instrument of economic development. Now you have a party that is a key to unlock opportunities. If you ask what we've already done in this country, it's so amazing. That's why we call ourselves a government outside government. We've already, through our strategic partners, built houses for the people. We've already taken kids to school. Recently in Limpopo, we were actually assisting the communities that are challenged with water, and we solved that problem that was not solved in the 30 years of democratic dispensation in our country. So United African Transformation is celebrating the 2-year anniversary and reminding South Africans and Africans in general that we are here to stay, we are here to unlock opportunities, we are here to change the lives of the people, and everything should center around land ownership, because through land ownership, we can champion agricultural development, we can champion agro-processing, we can fund our education system, we can fund our health system, and I don't want to talk about the tourism and so on and so forth.
Well, thank you so much for your time on the news. Mighty Mabule, a national spokesperson, United Africans Transformation Party, South Africa. Many thanks indeed.
Thanks so much, Mighty Mabule.